bodybuilding and working out can be a real challenge during Ramadan. But it doesn't mean that you can't continue on gaining muscles and losing fat. So in today's video, I will talk about how to overcome that challenge, and I will share some advices to help you keep on gaining muscles and losing fat, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, my name is Dawsar, and first of all, I would like to explain something briefly, something that is really important. Ramadan is not about your muscle mass, it's not about your materialistic gains, and it's not about your instant pleasures. It has a very deep meaning, and if you keep worrying about losing some muscles or not getting enough sleep, you will not be able to understand that meaning, or it will be very difficult for you to get that meaning. So I advise you to try to get the most out of Ramadan month by trying to get closer to God as much as possible. And even if it means that you will have to sacrifice some of your usual needs and pleasures. And also keep in mind that fasting increases the production of HGH, or the human growth hormone in the body, which is an essential key to making some serious muscle gains as a bodybuilder. Okay, so let's get started. Advice number 1, focus on drinking water between sunset and sunrise, or between Maghrib and Fajr, even if you're not thirsty, because dehydration is the enemy and not the lack of food. Our bodies can store fat and use it to get energy, but we can't store water. So we lose water and we get dehydrated much quicker. And don't wait until you get thirsty to drink some water, because by the time you're thirsty, it's already too late. Thirst is a sign of dehydration, and to get hydrated, it might need 4 to 6 hours to get to optimal levels of hydration, and up until then, you will not be able to perform with optimal levels of energy in your workouts. And dehydration, even at mild levels, can still reduce your strength while lifting weights by up to 19%. So please drink water and make sure you are hydrated as much as possible in the month of Ramadan. The second advice is to get protein powder. Now I know that some people don't like to use supplements, but just consider using a protein powder during Ramadan, because it will make your life much easier. As the eating window in Ramadan is short, and it might be difficult to get your protein requirements from your meals. The third advice is, if you don't have appetite in Ramadan, it might be very useful for you to consider shakes and liquid meals, because they are very efficient and they are easier to swallow than normal food. A good example of a liquid meal or a shake would be adding some oats, milk, banana and the protein powder to a blender, then drink that all together, which will give you a really quick meal. It will have high protein, high carbs and high fibers. The fourth advice is try as much as possible to get enough sleep, and especially if you are on a low caloric intake, because lack of sleep and low caloric intake can cause your body to burn muscles instead of fat. So try to get 7 hours of sleep, even if not at once. So maybe you sleep 4 or 5 hours at night and you get a nap of 2 hours during the day. Number 5 is how and when to work out. Ramadan is a great opportunity to mix up your workouts and try something new. You can, for example, work every other day and do a full body workout. Or maybe you can just work out 3 times a week. And remember, it is always good to confuse your muscles by trying new things, new schedules, and new workouts, because it will motivate your muscles to grow. A good time to work out would be right after sunrise or right after Fajr, because you should be well rested and hydrated by that time, especially if you have been drinking enough water. Another good time would be 1 or 2 hours after your first meal on sunset or on Maghrib, but this will actually depend on how big your first meal was, because if it was a really big meal, then you might need at least 3 or 4 hours to be able to work out. One more option would be during the day. Of course, it is not optimal, but it's better than nothing. And be careful to not go too heavy or too intense, because you will most probably be dehydrated during that time. and it might be dangerous to push yourself to the limits when you are dehydrated. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and good luck in your fasting and in your workouts. See you very soon. Bye bye.